Hello, everybody.
Hi.
How are you doing? I feel like this is a
Whew.
little bit on the sadder side for our second episode was when, Charlie was assassinated, and now we've got almost a 1 year and we lost two legends and
Three.
three, but I mean in two
Yeah.
days. We lost a lot.
Well,
I
oh,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
if we're counting, like 2026 has taken like so many.
Well, true, but I
Uh
was thinking over the past 7
like
day
Hayden
span.
and
Yeah,
yeah,
Hayden. Oh my gosh. It's not a good week.
it's not a good week.
No.
But like Dolly and Tim Curry, they really they were going like they were up there, right?
They
Like
were.
80 and Tim Curry, like honestly, he's probably I try to look at it this way is that he's not suffering anymore because every time you seen him in public, it looked kind of rough. Like to where you felt
Yeah.
bad for him. And he had was like 2012 or something like that, that he had the stroke.
Yeah, it was like a
So it's
severe
been bad.
stroke, and then, yeah, like he had several different issues, but he had like the two blood clots in his brain, and then they had to do the emergency brain surgery, and yeah, he'd been, obviously still able to talk to a certain extent and enjoy life to a certain degree, but he definitely had said multiple times that like it was definitely a transition. It was a very hard thing for him to get through, which is of course very sad.
Yes, yes. And I put Tim Curry in the title as well, but I made the stream before I went to sleep last night, and last night only Dolly was gone. So
Yeah.
it's something I know something crazy. My mom and I were listening. She has this really cool, I should have brought it up. I keep forgetting, but I'll show it off tomorrow night on Wicked at Night, guys. But she has this CD from when she was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, where she's like, I need a rock and roll CD
Oh.
now. It's a really good CD. We were listening to that and like just kind of having a mother-daughter night the other night. And we are talking about how we want to go to Dollywood and have just a couple of days there to check it out because we had never been. And then 2 days later, this was literally like 2 days ago, and she passes. I was like it just feels so weird when stuff like that happens, right? Like you're just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like we were talking so much about her, and she's not someone that we talk about every day, right? There's people who are huge fans. Not saying I wasn't, but there's definitely people who are like diehard Dolly fans, and I guess I was more of a moderate one, right? I knew she was a legend.
Mhm.
Steel Magnolias is one of my mom's favorite movies, so I think it hit her a little bit harder.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, so it's just crazy that that would happen. But I someone had told me that she recently, kind of recently, had said like my butterfly wings are getting tired. Like she said that, so it's like
Yeah.
she's
Which now
really
we know that it's because she had been battling cancer, because we didn't
yes,
know that publicly until we got the cause of death, which is so it's tough. It's also like all of the clips with Black Panther's actor. That was so heartbreaking when you saw him on the set of Black Panther and you heard all of like the interviews and you ended up like hearing like the little odd comments that he had made throughout the span of his time as this character and on the red carpet, that like they were just like throwaway comments where someone was asking him like, oh, what do you think's gonna happen in the next Black Panther movie, and he's like, I'm dead, and everyone thought that it
I
just meant like a
know.
direction with the character, but at that point he knew what was going on with him. But yeah, like Chadwick Boseman was also a great actor that hit everybody very hard.
Yes. And they definitely isn't there talks, like I know we're digressing for a second here, but isn't there talks of like they're gonna make his son is gonna be Black Panther, right? Like they're bringing,
Yes.
I'm glad they're
They
doing that. Like not
officially
his son, but
cast his son. Yeah.
T'Challa's son. Yeah. And then Tim Curry. So are you a Dolly, like what's your favorite Dolly song? Like do you like Dolly?
Ooh, I don't
I'm gonna be
know.
basic and say I'll always love you because that's such a pretty song and she
That
wrote it.
is, it's
That is
so
great.
iconic, and like Stairway to Heaven is a great one. Hmm. What
And I
else?
feel
I
like
don't know, like
everybody has to
Tennessee
like
Homesick Blues is
everybody
good
has
as
to like
well.
9 to 5, right? That's just like
Well,
a
yeah,
that gets
that's
you
like
going, right? It's like
obviously.
mandatory that you like nine
Yeah.
to five.
I'm trying to think of like slightly less basic answers because
Yeah.
she had so many good songs, but yeah.
Yeah, she really did. I mean, gosh, how long she started this? She was when she was like a kid, right? Like very young teenager.
Yeah, I want to
So
say.
yeah, and she 80. That is an incredible career.
Yeah.
Um, so she's really gonna be missed. She was like one of those celebrities that was just like a light. You know what I mean? Like it's like she was. Everyone says like she's like everyone's mom. She didn't have kids of her own, and she had like all those like charities helping kids and stuff. It was just really, yeah.
Yeah.
She was 13 when she started. Holy moly! Okay,
I was gonna
13.
say I knew she was young and I couldn't like find a quick answer on the Google. But I knew that she was, yeah, really young when she had started like chasing song creation and singing and chasing like her dreams with her musical talent. I knew that she was pretty young.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. So rest in peace, Dolly. Um,
R.I.P.
and then Tim Curry. Honestly, I'm
This one
gonna.
hurts more for me
Yeah, I mean, he was.
personally.
Yeah, no, they both. This one would hurt more for me as well, in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
I loved Dolly, right? But I grew up heavily with Tim Curry because I'm not a big
Hmm.
country person. Dolly and like Willie Nelson are probably the two that I'm like, all right, I don't like country, but I can listen to them because I just know
Yeah.
that they're good. But otherwise, I'm not into country music. Um, this definitely hit. Like, it was hard for me to think. I'm like, okay, because it's just happened. So I'm like, okay, what movie am I gonna pick that is my favorite? Because there's so many I liked him in. Muppets Treasure Island, fantastic. I loved him in I'm gonna pull one like way out. The Three Musketeers. Do you remember that one with Kiefer
Ooh,
Sutherland
yeah,
and
I
Charlie
do.
Sheen? Like I feel like that one doesn't get enough love. I love that
Yeah.
movie. And
For
he plays such a good
me,
villain.
hit the like the ones that I instantly think of are, of course, Home Alone is great.
I
This
love
this
you.
holiday
I love that
season is
part.
gonna be so rough because we've lost so many great people, but Fern Gully Fern Gully is such a good movie, and they're doing a live action adaptation. Can't wait to see how they butcher that movie. But also Legend. Legend is such a great freaking fantasy movie. I love Legend so, so much.
There's something now. He was in. This is really going to be pulling it out, and there's got to be someone in chat's going to know this, but I don't know if you do. Have you ever watched Beauty and the Beast and Enchanted Christmas?
Yes, I have.
He plays the organ, the
Oh
evil.
yeah, yeah, he
Yes,
does. Yes.
yeah. He was in so many like
The
random. The
Maestro.
Maestro, yes. Oh my gosh. And of course I like Rocky Horror Picture, but that's not top for me.
Yeah.
Not even it, which it was great. Like that terrified me.
Mhm.
My older sister is still terrified of clowns to this day because of Pennywise. So
Yeah.
he definitely did his job there. There was hold on actually. Let me stop sharing. I had a funny clip. There's like this has gone viral, and I know there's been so many memes that were made of this, like him having a smoke break in the Pennywise
Oh,
outfit.
also a show slash movie that I always loved was The Wild Thornberrys. And
Yeah,
he
was he
played
Nigel?
Nigel. He
He was
was,
Nigel. Okay,
yeah.
I'm like, I thought so. He's
Yes.
had so many.
So good.
Okay, this I love.
Uh,
Smoke break in between
it reminds
scenes.
me of like that Ben Affleck image of him up on like the balcony and he's like smoking a cigarette
Yes,
and he's just sighing.
I had, oh my gosh, maybe if someone's in here, they could do this. The mixer didn't happen today, but I would love it if someone could do this, do a Mo meme again, because I had them do Mo Zamboni, and he was wearing a penguin onesie. So I'm like, can somebody please make the Ben Affleck meme with him in this penguin
It's
onesie?
so
And I think it
good.
was Risk It made it, and they also made him short, which was so freaking hilarious. I'll pull it up if I can find it. So yeah, guys, if we could get a Mo, so I can pull this up. Don't tell him. Put it in my Discord. I'll pull it up on the next mixer and surprise him. This is so funny though. It's just like hard day. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's hard for me to. It's honestly hard for me to pick my favorite.
It
Like,
is for sure.
but
Because
there's
there's
so many
so
good
many
ones.
different and iconic roles that were played, but it's like, you know, you can love all of these movies basically equally, which is what I have to do because I'm terrible at picking my favorite. Like people will ask me like in a donation or in a chat be like, "Oh, what's your favorite I don't know, JRPG, or what's your favorite action movie? I am bad, okay? I am bad at picking favorites, especially on the spot. Like I need prep time. I need to be Batman. I need 2 hours to prepare, and then I'll be able to give
Yes,
you all the answers in the world.
exactly, exactly. Like especially for someone with such a
Iconic
roster
like
like him. Yes,
filmography and
he
such a expansive list.
did he do like a couple of episodes or something? Because it was Mark Hamill that was the Joker in the animated series,
I
right?
think that he was one of the top contenders for playing Joker, but he didn't actually.
Yes, I thought that I could have swore that was Mark Hamill that did all of them. Like I
It
know he
was
was in
Mark
it, but
Hamill
like I thought
because
maybe
Mark
he did a couple.
Hamill said, because like when of course Kevin Conroy had passed away, he said that like he wouldn't do video games anymore, he wouldn't play this version of this character
Mhm.
anymore because he only ever wanted to work with Kevin Conroy, which is also
Oh,
so freaking sad. But yeah, it was Mark Hamill. Like Mark Hamill's one of those actors that's like he's got a great set of characters that he's played and he is so talented, but he just can't put the Twitter down. He makes everything so much worse for himself.
I heard that his daughter runs his account and like
I
she
don't
hates him or something, so she
I don't, I don't,
doesn't.
I can't believe that because he just yaps and yaps and yaps and yaps.
So Tim Curry was originally cast as a Joker, and he recorded several episodes before being
Oh,
replaced by Mark
okay.
Hamill. So he wasn't the Joker because he was never put like on the actual series, but
Right.
there's footage of him because he did a few episodes. Okay,
Yeah,
that's. I think he would have probably done a fantastic job. I don't
probably.
like Mark Hamill, but he does do a great Joker. Like I can admit that.
He's amazing as the Joker, but
Yeah.
again, it's one of those situations where it's like, can you separate like the
Eh.
art from the artist, or can you look the other way, especially when it's a Mark Hamill and he is extremely vocal and he is always trying to say something that is gonna, make him look better, even though all it does is divide his fan base.
He doesn't care. He just has to get his
Well, he doesn't care
opinion out there.
anymore. He
No.
probably knows that like he's an iconic actor, and if he wants a role or he wants to do something specific, he can probably get it. So,
I don't think we'll get hit for it. We can watch like a 30 seconds of Tim Curry as a Joker, I'm sure, since that wasn't actually
yeah,
like their thing. That if I put a couple minutes of it up, let's see.
surely.
Oh no, I can't because it's actually Batman the animated series. I thought maybe it was a like video of him in the booth.
Oh, yeah, yeah, because those videos are usually okay.
Yeah, it's cool. He definitely would have been a good like I heard just like a little clip of it. It would have worked. We'll look it up later. I'll send it to you.
I will, yeah.
Yeah, sorry. I forgot I'm live for a second. I'm sitting here watching a video.
It's all
Mouth
right.
open.
We're women. We do be yapping.
We do. We see shiny things and we don't pay attention.
Yes, that is true.
Well, since we were on a Batman topic, why not bring up the Batmobile from the whenever the upcoming Batman movie is gonna come out? They have the Batmobile, so that's a good sign.
I love the way that the Batmobile sounded in the Batman Part 1. It sounded so freaking good.
I
I
think it's
loved
good.
it.
This I have the sound on. I'm pretty sure this clip has the sound.
Yeah, well, the other one was like edited, like in the actual movie they had added like tons of like high-pitched squealing noises behind it as well. So,
Yes.
I'm sure they'll do the same for this.
All right, let's take a look. I would love to be the stunt man that gets to drive the Batmobile around.
That would be sick.
That's pretty interesting.
I'm so excited for this movie, do not get me wrong, but I just you know, I'm very worried based on how long this movie has taken to make, and if we do really have this massive cast of well-known actors. How are they going to fit all of these different characters into these different like roles and actually have it be impactful? I feel like it's just going to be too crammed of a movie. And that is, I mean, sure, technically, right, there's people out there who think, "Oh, the more the merrier." I don't, because I want it to be focused on Batman. I'm gonna be annoyed
Yes.
if Batman gets less freaking screen time and Bruce Wayne gets less screen time and less of a focus because you're balancing three other side plots as well.
Yeah, I don't want that. I totally agree with that. A Batman movie needs to focus on Batman. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like and one villain. That's it. Just do one villain. If you
Yes.
do two, okay, maybe like the movie starts with like a smaller one, right? But then there's the one
Yeah.
big main villain. And yes, we did. I seen some in the chat say that we're early. We started at 7 now. I think it was about I don't know,
Mhm.
almost 2 months ago now that we made the switch. So yeah, we're 7 p.m. now. Um,
Yes.
and what do we got here? Another, sorry, my tabs are like all messed up because I have my driver that needs to update, so it's not letting my
It's holding you hostage.
well, it's not letting my my taskbar go down, so I have to keep minimizing StreamYards
Oh.
to hit the share button because it's not letting me click down
Yeah.
there. The struggle. Uh so David Ellison is going all into Batman. Per Insider's Paramount plan for DC includes a major push for Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson, with Reeves finishing his Batman trilogy and developing an Arkham Asylum trilogy with Batman and Catwoman cameos. The bigger shift, no forced shared universe, Reeves' Batman and Zack Snyder's projects would exist on separate tracks, with directors getting their own worlds. We're also told Paramount is prepared to spend big with Reeves and Pattinson potentially getting production deals rivaling Marvel stars. Um,
I feel like my issue with this, right, is like we have heard over the years about several different iterations of some kind of Arkham Asylum based show slash movie, and all of those plans constantly fall through. And so this could be cool, but at the same time, like we've heard this, like, I think this is the fourth time this rumor's popped up. I just don't know if I fully believe it right now.
yeah, we'll have to see. I would like to see, since they started it where he's pretty new with Batman, right? Like he's not the world's greatest detective yet. I like that.
Yeah.
That I liked that about the Batman. So I'd like
Also,
to see.
Catwoman. How are we gonna do Catwoman when we don't have a fucking Catwoman anymore, bro?
I
How are we gonna
know
do that?
they
Oh my
have to
god, that
recast
pisses
her.
me off so
They
freaking bad.
They have to cast her. That would be like having Spider-Man without a Mary Jane or a Gwen. Like you need but for Batman,
Well, if we're
Catwoman is the top
Andrew
one.
Garfield, we can
Don't.
have our gay black boyfriend.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get to that in a minute. I was actually baffled by that. I was like, "Thank you for sharing that, Vera," because
I
I
thought it
needed
was
to know that.
like a pop craze, like a discussing fish. I was
I
like,
did
there's no
too.
shot he wants to get bent over the table by a black man. There's no shot. This is not my Spider-Man, bro.
I think she's moved over completely to Team Toby now.
Now look, I think Andrew Garfield, I think that he moved the most like Spider-Man. He was very like lanky and agile, and I thought a lot of like the swinging and the action sequences in his movies were fucking top tier.
Yeah.
But I've always said it. I mean, Toby's just he has such better villains, and his movies
Oh
have
yeah.
such better pacing that
Green
it's
Goblin.
I can't say that Andrew's movies are better because of that.
So I'm gonna let you guys marinate on what she just said for a second before I pull up the article, and I'm gonna get I'm gonna get some supers.
It's
Hokies.
illegal.
That's illegal. Thank you for the 10. What does Dolly sing in the shower? Islands in the Stream. That is where we are. Rest in peace, Dolly. Thank you for the 10. Thank you for the 10. And Corey for 5. Where does Doctor Who go to the bathroom? The tortoise. She's got to woo-saw herself back to reality after that.
No.
I'm sorry. I always say something to make her laugh, and it makes it seem
Every
like
time. You talk every time I find my chakras are aligned. I'm calm, cool, collected. You just say yap, and then I laugh.
I can be like,
I hear you take a deep breath, and I know, like, I'm cooked.
yeah, like she's about to say something stupider than the joke.
Yeah.
Saw, thank you for the
Classic.
10. When I was just a little kid, I used to pray for a bicycle. Then as I grew older, I learned in Sunday school that's not how prayer works. So I stole a bike and prayed for forgiveness. Oh, well,
Opportunity to learn. You
yes.
learned well.
That was a pretty good joke, Saw.
It was.
Mark of Reality, thanks for the 2. They need Batman and the Sword of Azrael.
There's so many different great things that they could do, but will they do them? No. So yeah.
I don't know if she was I don't know if she was close. I think she's like about to jump off the cliff because the joke drives her crazy, but then I pull her back with the laughter. Maybe. I don't know.
But I only laugh because of you.
That's true.
So
So
you were
nothing
the
I said
final
just makes
kick.
sense. I'm the final boss.
Yeah.
I'm the final boss.
Thanks, Wicked.
You're welcome. So yeah, here this is what Vara sent me, and I had to look. I'm like, is this like the one of those parody
I
things?
thought it
Which
was
I have-
fake.
I
I
have
could
them all
not
muted.
fucking believe this. I was like, this is literally one of these fake ass accounts. These queer Marxists are out here pushing propaganda about Andrew fucking Garfield. Nope.
So
He did this himself. Oh my gosh.
So, Andrew Garfield revealed that he pushed for Peter Parker to explore his sexuality and wanted Michael B. Jordan to play his male MJ. What if MJ is a dude? Why can't he be gay? Why can't he be into boys? Garfield even pitched the potential romance as interracial bisexuality.
I'm just really
I'm glad.
glad.
He didn't get a third movie
Yes,
now.
I was literally just gonna say the same exact thing. I'm glad that he didn't show up to his fucking red carpet event. I'm glad that it didn't get greenlit. I'm glad that he screwed that deal over because of his own idiotic ways. If this is and it is real, it's so insane to me how you're going to sit here and go on a rant about how why can't Spider-Man just be gay? Buddy, if you're out here imagining the character, he's literally creating a fan fiction in his head, imagining Michael B. Jordan being his boyfriend. Buddy, you are fucking gay. You are gay. No wonder you and fucking Emma Stone broke up around this time. You are just gay. Holy shit.
I'm glad that even funky, weird freaking Hollywood was like, we're gonna have to pass on this. Like, yeah. I'm so glad because you're gonna sully Stan Lee's story. Like, come on, no. Because you know what? You guys know how I feel about Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, and like comparing him to like some Marvel and DC characters, he is really one of the most relatable heroes. Besides having his super powers, right? He's just a kid from Queens that gets these powers. He has struggles, he has relationship issues, but then you look at, and so that's like relatable, right? That's only like like touching it like a little bit. But like Batman, he's not relatable, he's just rich. Iron Man, he's not relatable, he's just rich.
Right.
Like Aquaman's not relatable. I can't talk to fish. Like, I'm just saying, like he's literally like the most relatable superhero, which is why he's so so popular. So it's like I'm so glad that Hollywood passed on this. They're like, we're gonna have to say no, Andrew, and maybe what if that's why he threw a fit and didn't show up to promote the third movie because he didn't get to live out his Michael B. Jordan dream.
That could have been the case, and he just felt like he wanted the direction to be taken differently. And it could have been more than just this as well. It could have just been maybe villains or story elements, and because he wasn't getting his way, he decided to like throw a fit thinking, oh, I'm their star and they need me, because he definitely was a diva, not showing up to the events, like refusing to do the work for the promotional material that they wanted from him. And because you can't have these Spider-Man movies without Spider-Man, and he's Spider-Man, he felt like he could do no wrong and that they were eventually gonna have to cave in to his demands, and it didn't work out well for him.
Yeah, stupid.
what's insane, but he could have just went and kissed dudes on his own fucking time. Wild, I know. Maybe he just wants people to watch him kissing dudes. Maybe that's
Um,
it.
he's like, I want everyone to know that I am an ally.
Yeah, well, he ain't no ally. He's part of the fucking community, apparently.
No,
Slay, queen! Like, holy shit.
Jamie Foxx was had to lock
What?
his trailer on set. No.
So bad. That's so cringe. Holy mother of pearl.
Yeah, I was not ready for that because normally we're like, oh, Leon news, Batman news, video game news. Look at this idiot. But no, this was a whole nother situation.
But he has to virtue signal. Well, the thing is that these are statements, and this post doesn't say it. These are statements from 2013. So these
So
are
this
statements from when he was playing Spider-Man, and it's just like a clip on social media and on like YouTube that got brought back up again. And so this isn't like something new that he's saying or something new that he's pushing now, like in an attempt to virtue signal for more roles at the moment. This is just how he felt at the time.
which
Crazy.
was apparently gay. He was feeling
Yeah,
very gay.
apparently, yeah.
In other news, no shock here, but I feel bad for Ryan Hurst of what happened. And I think that he would have been a more interesting Kratos. He's not a no name at all because he was in even just being in Sons of Anarchy would like puts him up there because it was such a popular show. And he's been in other things, but that's just what I know him from. I
Mhm.
think they should have brought a no name on for this, like a
I
no name, less
100%
like
agree.
an unknown, whatever. So Dave Bautista has officially replaced Ryan Hurst as Kratos in Prime's God of War series. I also think he's just kind of like too old looking, right? Like I don't know, maybe him and Ryan Hurst are close to the same age, but Ryan Hurst looked and he shared pictures because I know people were like, "Oh, they didn't think that he looked that great." I thought he looked fine in what Amazon shared, but then Ryan Hurst shared like selfies, like mirror selfie, and I was like, "Dang, he looks like Kratos." Like it was way better than what Amazon shared, like 'cause it was just a normal picture, not touched up or anything.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So Batista's 57 and Ryan Hurst is 50, so they're close in age. But the thing
okay,
is like Batista just looks a bit rougher for his
yes,
age. And that could
Yeah,
be, people, of course, have speculated over the years about things like testosterone and
steroids, yeah.
steroids and all of the enhance like the performance enhancers and whatnot. And plus it just looks like he stopped, like lifting the way that he used to and eating the way that he used to. And I'm sure that he could bulk up again. He just looks a bit more rough around the edges for his age, which Kratos isn't, some like chiseled god who
20-year
like
old.
yeah, supposed to look like a statue, and he's not supposed to look perfect. He's supposed to look weathered at this point in his story, but for me, my issue is Batista is, in my opinion, he's a good actor, don't get me wrong. I just look at him and I see Batista now.
Yes.
That's the way that I also felt when they cast him as the Kurgan in the Highlander reboot. I'm sure that he's going to do a fine job in that, but he's just Batista at this point.
Yes. Like I feel like the only wrestler that really like listen, there's been wrestlers that have been in decent stuff. Like I know people loved Hulk Hogan. He was in a few movies that people it was very nostalgic about. But I'm talking like Rock early 2000s, like The Rundown, Walking Tall, like
Yeah.
those roles. Like I feel like The Rock is one of the only wrestlers that broke out. And yes, you still call them The Rock, but like people say Rock, Dwayne Johnson, people don't go, no, that's just The Rock. Like when you see him, he broke out enough to where The Rock actually is just an actor now. He started as a wrestler, but like I feel like Batista and even my gosh, what's his name? John Cena.
John Cena.
I still kind of like look at them as wrestlers.
I
John
look
Cena's
at all of them as wrestlers, and I think
yeah,
that might
even The
be
Rock.
my
Yeah.
problem. Even The Rock, this motherfucker singing in Moana and being in these these freaking like comedies where he's just playing The Rock. Like,
Yeah, I can see that, but I
it's
think
tough because
it's
there are some roles, right, that you are able to see, oh my God, they play a completely different character from what I'm used to from them, but that's not constant. And so
yeah.
I
I
think
think
that's the problem there.
I think that way because like the like movies like The Rundown, like he was in a couple movies that I really liked.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
not so. I mean, I I didn't watch the live action Moana, but it didn't look good. See, I'm just talking about The Rock and it's making me tired. Wow. He's just not he's not who he
Yawn.
used to be. He's
Old
not
news.
he's not who he like was, you know?
Yeah.
Like Scorpion King and stuff that was, I don't know. But I am not happy with this casting. I do think that they should have just did an unknown or a lesser known some like because these people that don't get a lot of roles, they want to prove themselves. So they act their
Yeah.
butts off, right? I think it's honestly more important to get writers that want to, well, I say that, but now in Hollywood to get known, you got to write crap. So scratch that. It used to be that way. Like an example, I talked with James Marshall about this, Spike from Buffy, about how great the writers were for Buffy in the beginning. They were hungry for it. They wanted to write good stuff. They were new. It's
Hmm.
not really like that anymore. I think the new people that come in now want to impress the higher ups, so they're going to write what they want, not what is in like, their creative minds.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, another issue entirely is just that they are going into it not looking to create a piece of entertainment. They're going into movies, TV shows, video games as an activist and as somebody who
Yes.
wants to, like, tell you a certain story through a certain lens and have you walking out of the film or ending the game with a certain like mindset. And of course, if a director or developer, a creative in general, repeatedly makes stories about corrupt institutions or oppressive authority or gender politics or class struggle, then eventually you can reasonably say those are the themes they are interested in. And for a lot of the writers and directors in Hollywood right now, that is what they're doing. You can clearly see that they all have a certain narrative that they're trying to push or an angle that they are trying to normalize.
Yes. And before we go too far away from the Buffy topic, I just wanted to show these. I'm planning on ordering them. Uh
Yeah, they look
they look
cool.
cool, and I actually think that Buffy does look like Sarah Michelle Gellar. Angel doesn't look really that much like David Boreanaz, but it's Mattel, so these are Barbies. It's not like this is a figure that's being made, right? Like I have Angel and Buffy figures that look exactly like them, and so Angel doesn't really look as masculine as David Boreanaz looks, but Ken doesn't look that masculine either. So like they don't really do that, right? Like that's not really a Barbie thing where the guys look like that. But I am gonna get this. I think it's so cool, the little details, like what they did to her boots. They put her scythe. I have that. I don't know if you can see it back there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that
they have
is
that on the
really
heel.
cool.
So I'm like, it's good. So this is for the Buffy girls, and I'm gonna get her and him.
Yes. I
I'm
I
excited.
like Buffy. I never got super into Buffy like you and I. We're a little bit different because you love Buffy, whereas I
Ye-
like Buffy for sure, but I would not go out of my way to buy them.
No, but if
But
there was Lord of the
yeah.
Rings ones, you'd be like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Or you missed that, didn't you? There was Lord of the Rings. Was there Mattel ones like Barbie?
There were Lord of the Rings Barbies in fucking 2002 when I was
She
fucking
was
4 years
5.
old and I would open up the package. I never
That's
got
true.
them.
Well,
And
you know
now
what?
now if you get the Arwen and the Aragorn together, that shit's like $400.
You know what? Try and find them, put them on your throne, and do a crowd fund. Put
I
them on your
need
throne and do
them.
a crowd fund, and people will
No, no, I
donate to the
can't.
cause.
There's rumors. There's rumors they're gonna do more Legos. There's rumors that
She's
there's
like,
gonna
wait,
be
I
more
want the
Lord of the Rings
Legos. I want the
Legos.
Legos.
I mean, I love them, but my wallet, it hurts.
Well, that's
I'm
what you
feeling
put
the
it. Listen,
burn.
tell her guys, put it on throne and do a crowdfunding, and then people, even if they can only donate like $5 to it, she'll get the Lord of the Ring Barbie. She must have them, and I love how Link is just dead in the background. Did Bilbo do that?
Bilbo was because
I'm
Bilbo's
sorry, I
chair's
just
right
noticed
there, and so Bilbo whaps him over the head like, make sure you stay in your fucking lane, buddy.
I need to snuggle Appa after that. Up. Sorry, I
Yeah,
have the other one, but I like this one for Snuggles because he's so
he's
light.
so cute.
It just reminded me because I like to hold him during streams because it's
Is
comfortable.
Vara team Legolas? Legolas is cool, but what do you mean am I team Legolas? You don't think I'm an Aragorn girl through and through? That's my king. What do
That
you
is her boo
mean?
boo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Legolas? He's
Come on,
fine.
man.
You know, he's all right.
Yes,
No.
I did see the Marilyn Monroe Barbie. I may grab her as well. We'll see. We'll see.
Mm.
She looks beautiful. Um, but on the topic of Barbie, this was so out of left field, but it's also not surprising that Ryan Gosling will do something like this because when
It's so
he tells
random.
it's so random, but it might actually be good. Because it's not just
I
because
hope
I'm like
so.
I'm on like, oh, everything Ryan Gosling does is great. It's not true, but I'm intrigued. I'm not saying it's going to be good, but I am intrigued to see what he's going to do because the way he tells the story about Barbie is he didn't want to accept it right away. Like he was like,
Mhm.
"What, Ken? Like no." And they were like, "Come on, please!" Like they were like really trying to get him on, and he was the only good part of like the good part of the movie. Like the only it could have been a Ken movie, and I would have been great. Yes. So his daughter had the Ken doll like face down in the mud, and he's seen it, and he's like, his story must be told. So random. So he
It
decided
really is.
so he decided to take the role, and I could see him like maybe his kids were watching or kids. I don't know how many he has. Like we're watching Flintstones, and he's like, "Bam Bam's story's got to be told," like something like
He's
that.
such
'Cause
a random fucking dude. He
yeah, that's what I
really
mean.
is.
Yeah.
Like, and if you look at the movies and the shows that he's been in, you have like Blade Runner and Barbie and
It's
Project
such
Hail
a
Mary and Flintstones. It's so all over the place. And then you have some like rom-coms and comedies. It's crazy that he does have this much range, and he usually is able to pull off every role that he's in.
You want to hear something crazy?
Uh-oh.
I've never seen La La Land.
I have also never seen La La Land,
Oh,
so
okay. So we're both like I thought that like as a woman that was something that I'm supposed to see,
no.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I
All
haven't.
right. Well, I don't feel as bad now. I'll watch it at some point. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. It's got great
I'm sure
reviews.
that
People
it's
love it.
fine.
I'll get it at
Yeah.
some point. I'll
Yeah, do you
watch
know
it.
who else is in that
Emma
movie?
Stone,
The
right?
woman that Andrew Garfield left to be with his black boyfriend. That pissed me off
No.
so much.
She's like, I'll
Come on,
never live
man,
that
be gay
down.
on your own time. Be gay in the privacy of your own house, but don't tell me about it, man.
Oh yeah, you know what? I'm actually glad you said that because I forgot to bring this up. Oh
You're
goodness,
glad
my
that I
thing went
brought it
down.
up again.
Yeah. Well,
Fascinating.
Spider-Man. Um, Shailene Woodley on why her scenes as Mary Jane have been cut from the Amazing
Apparently,
Spider-Man 2.
because he wanted it to be a black man, not MJ. Apparently, we know. We finally have all the answers. This was the missing piece of the puzzle, and we
all coming
finally are no
together.
longer missing it.
It's all coming together. They were like, let's wait for Gwen to die, and then we'll introduce Mary Jane, which made sense. But then they didn't make the third film. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh at
Yeah.
that, but like, I wonder.
She had filmed scenes, and
Yeah.
then yeah, like I don't get that mentality though. Like, why would you then still hire somebody to play this character if you weren't even going to use her until the next movie?
Yeah, right. Because like they thought, okay, we're gonna. That just shows how all over the place they are sometimes with these films.
Yeah,
Like they don't even know what they want to do, what they're
right.
doing. Like, oh, like I get it. They could have introduced her, like just a Mary Jane to set up for season or sorry,
Hmm.
the movie 3. But yeah, I wonder how she would have been as Mary Jane. Maybe she would have ended up being everyone's favorite because I know not everyone likes Kirsten Dunst. I think she looked the role better definitely than Zendaya, but who knows? We'll never know because he wanted Michael B. Jordan to be MJ. Yeah.
These queers, man. These fucking queers, brother. Holy shit.
In other
That really
news,
pissed me off, though. It
know,
really.
well,
I'm gonna
this-
be talking about that for weeks now.
In other news, Kick gave me a nice jump scare the other day watching Asmongold with Good Eats. Dude is eating Resident Evil food.
That is insane.
Like, what the frick is that? That makes my stomach hurt. Kick, what
Like-
you doing?
Like, look, I understand. You know, not everybody wants to constantly cook, and they're lazy. But
But
maybe I don't
that
know, make
looks like they
something
cooked.
edible.
They cooked. They're just
Yeah,
not
like it looks
good.
like you would walk like in Resident Evil Village, you're walking into one of the village houses and it's like a stew that had been rotting there for half a year
Or
since the
Seven.
villagers disappeared.
Welcome to the
And
family.
yeah,
No, thank you. That
yeah,
kitchen, yuck. All right.
disgusting.
Sorry, guys. I have no idea what it even is. The comments are oh, here we go. Hold on. The first one, people thought the same thing we did. This you?
That's so true.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
Insane.
Yeah. Gross. Gross, gross, gross. Um, what else do we have here? We can I'll save the game stuff for later. What is this? Have you seen the Chris Hansen thing? You know, since we talked about Robert Pattinson, who's going to be playing Chris Hansen in the
Hmm.
I guess To Catch a Predator movie. Chris Hansen is like, I don't know if he's just like mad that he didn't get paid or something. I'm guessing he had to because he used his likeness. So I mean, I don't know how that works. Maybe because To Catch a Predator was like a ABC, NBC, whatever it was. Maybe they had the rights to it, and they were able to use Chris Hansen. Um, but Chris Hansen has bought pre-show advertising in front of every screening for prime time. In the ad, he directs audiences to True Blue, his streaming network devoted to his predator investigations. Dang.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. So obviously, like Chris Hansen feels really slighted by the fact that To Catch a Predator was, canceled and that kind of fizzled out. And he's been over the years trying to do these investigations on his own and try to bring it back to like YouTube and whatnot. And for this movie, he didn't, as far as I'm aware, he didn't get paid for it. He didn't consult on it. He basically just had signed to be able to like see it early so they could use his likeness to see it early, things like that. But yeah, like he didn't have anything to do with this film, like on the creative side of things.
Yeah, so he didn't like it. I did read something where they wanted to show him like a pre-screening of it, but he had to sign an NDA because they didn't want him to go out and talk about it and like, before it premiered, and he refused, so he didn't see it.
Yeah, but
Because he wanted to market that probably like I seen it, this is what it's about. He probably would have just like told
oh
the
yeah,
entire film. So
absolutely.
I
I
don't
also
know.
think that because Robert Pattinson is part of this, Robert Pattinson may be the most versatile actor right now in Hollywood, kind of similar to Ryan Gosling in a way because he's such a good voice actor. He is able to play so many different roles and he really does always bring his A game. Now, I like personally, I don't have too much interest in this. I will probably end up
No.
watching it, but like this isn't like something where I'm, oh my gosh, I think that this is going to be a great movie or something like that. But I am curious to see how Robert Pattinson plays this part. And I'm sure he's going to do a pretty good job. That's also a reason why I'm so upset about the way that the Batman has turned out because I think that Robert Pattinson has had so many good roles and he has so much potential, but also he's gonna need a freaking walker by the time the Batman Part 3 comes out if they even decide to go ahead with it.
Yeah, I know some of it is just people trolling and joking around because he did Twilight. Even he like the scenes. There's a couple of scenes in Twilight where he's like about to laugh or he laughs a little bit, and it's like they had to keep that in. It's like how bad were the other takes if you had to keep that in
Yeah,
during the
yeah.
serious part, right? I'm not a Twilight girly. I seen the first episode, my gosh, first movie out of just curiosity, and I was like, ew. It was just not my thing, right? So
Yeah.
that's like something that it seems like he can't live down. But you know what? At least he didn't end up like Taylor Lautner, who just does. I mean,
Fizzled out.
he totally fizzled out. He has like a podcast and stuff now. I'm sure he's doing great. But I mean, like in the Hollywood scene, that was just kind of it for him. But I do agree. I think that Robert Pattinson is a good actor. Even that Mickey 17 movie, it wasn't a great movie, but I think his acting was pretty good in it.
Yeah,
Um,
because he had to have such like a wide range of performances in
yes.
that movie, which is why his acting in it was good. But yeah, like the movie in general was not very like good. I was excited for that, and then it
Me
came out, and I was
too.
just like, oh, that was a movie,
And then
that's
we
for sure.
on top of that, we had to deal with freaking Mark Ruffalo. So it's like, okay,
Oh gosh.
yeah, yes. But yeah, there's that. I'll check it out. I'd probably not like in theaters. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess maybe I've been trying to get back to the movies like more often. Like I'd like to try and go like once a month because I used to really enjoy going to the movies, but you know, we had a lot of crap the last few years. The last movie I went to go see was End of Oak Street because I'm a big
Mm-hmm. I
Cloverfield
saw
fan.
that. Yes, I watched it last night.
Yeah, I'm a big Cloverfield fan. We can talk about that later if you want, since you did
Yeah.
go see it. We'll end with that. But yeah, that was last 2 days ago. I went to go see it.
Yeah, and then a couple
Um,
weeks ago we saw Spider-Man. But before that, I don't even remember what the movie I saw last before that was.
I'm not sure. I'd have to like I'm trying to go like once a month if something interests me. So if
Yeah.
when that movie comes out, if there's nothing else out, maybe I'll go check it out because I like Robert Pattinson. So
Hmm.
oh, I've seen that the Lighthouse. Have
Oh
you seen that?
yeah, that movie was so strange but so
It
good because
was.
again, like we're talking about two actors that are just so good at what they do that
Hmm.
even if a script isn't all that great, they still bring something to the screen and make it at
Yes.
least mildly entertaining.
I did not see Evil Dead Burn yet. So like, okay, I'm a big Evil Dead fan, but I like the original Evil Deads
Yeah.
with the Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell ones.
Mm.
So, oh yeah, Coyote vs. Acme, I might go see that.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
get a
that
couple.
came out.
Yeah, let me get a couple supers. Mark, thank you for the 5, and we know why Michael B. Jordan quit answering his phone. Now
I
we know why.
mean, I think so.
Uh, Das Pooch, thank you for the 2. This is about the Kratos. We're getting GLP-1 AIDS Kratos. Wonderful.
Great.
I mean,
Wow.
Vegas Matt, thank you for the 5. Late to the party. Best Dolly song was written by the Bee Gees. Islands in the Stream. Yeah, Hokies sent us. That was our first super chat of Hokies kind of singing that to us. Thank you for the
Yeah.
5. Yeah, she has so many good ones. I'll show off the CD that my mom has. It's a cute one from the cover is cute and everything. But it was Dolly. She was cute, right?
Hmm.
Um, Wiley, thank you for being a member for 36 months. I have Knickerbocker Lord of the Rings figures 79 in package Vara if you want
Ooh.
them. They are selling for a lot of money. You have to promise not to sell them.
When have I ever sold anything Lord of
She's
the
a loot
Rings?
goblin.
Yeah, approximately never. I am definitely very much so Gollum with my precious items, but yeah, I mean, look, if they are special to you, definitely keep them. They are very hard to find now.
Yes,
They are.
I'm sure. For
Yeah.
79. Whew, yeah. Um, yeah, I Wiley finds some of the things that you don't know existed. Like
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
have
love loot, I
yeah.
love precious, shiny things, so.
I have a ton of Buffy stuff that
Mm.
will be buried in my grave with me now. Like you can't see it on the floor. I have 2 weapons right here. I have her scythe and then I have Angel's sword, the sword of Angelus down there. Yeah.
Nerd! What a
Listen,
freaking nerd, bro.
listen.
Holy shit.
And then like something falls on you that's like so nerdy, like, oh, how'd that get there?
Yeah.
I have, you know what? I'm holding this hostage. I have some more stuff that I gotta send you, but I still have this
My
precious for
hornet,
you.
though. But that's my
I know.
hornet.
She has become one with my desk right now, and I'm gonna be sad when she goes, even though I didn't play the game. Because I look at her and I'm like, ah, Vera's gonna love it.
The game
Uh,
is so good.
I watched you play it. I watched you laughed, you cried.
And there's a enemy, one of the vendors goes, oi, oi,
Boy,
oi. So I play it when Ian joins like my game streams because
I
it's
love
so
that.
perfect.
Oi. Um, this I meant to bring up when we were talking about everyone that passed, but we did talk about Hayden last week. But this is new.
Mhm.
The cast of Heroes had a reunion to celebrate the life of Hayden Panettiere. There was sadness in our hearts, but also so much love, gratitude, and warmth as we remember the beautiful moments shared and the lasting impact of life that touched so many. Au revoir, Hayden. I wonder if we can see that. Like, I'm guessing if a reunion. I guess it would be kind of sweet if they didn't record it, if they all just got together and celebrated her life privately and didn't do it
Yeah.
for, yeah.
Because, it's it's hard because on one hand, yes, like I totally understand that there are people that would want to see that and sort of be a part of this community again and be able to celebrate together. But at the same time, there are sometimes actors, right, who will, like almost virtue signal and use someone's passing as an opportunity to like jump into the news cycle again, which is really sad. And that didn't happen here, but I
Mm-mm.
understand why, like, universally, it's not seen as like a common thing where the cast gets together and then does some kind of like community event after somebody passes away. So it would be nice, but at the same time, they also knew her privately and they knew
Yeah.
her outside of the way that we knew. So I get why they wouldn't want to,
And she
like make a
dated
massive deal out of it.
what's his name? Milo. I can never pronounce his last name, but she dated Milo for a while too, I think. Like
Oh,
when this was going on. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't a while, but they did date. Because I remember I'm
yeah.
like, he's like her uncle in the show. It's weird.
That is
And
kind
Wiley
of
did say
weird.
something on Kick for You. I'm old. I want to give them to someone who will treasure them.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. Well, one day Vera may get a PO box.
Yeah. I have been thinking about getting a PO box, so it may perhaps be time to do that. But yeah, whenever I do get a PO box, if you would like to pass them off to somebody who will, covet them, I would be happy to take them.
And Vera just put this wonderful article in the chat here. Bloomberg Horizon Hunters Gathering is being rebooted
Oh,
due to negative player feedback. Live service removed. New plan is a traditional co-op game. Not yet canceled, but the studio has until December to impress Sony. Horizon 3 is still far, far away.
yeah, so this was announced a couple of days ago, but if you do not remember, this was the game with the whale, we'll call her, that took up
Oh
the
my gosh!
entire
Hold on, let me
screen.
find it. I'm gonna go on Vera's page because
Yes.
she shared it, and I had to blind disapprove with that on
I
Saturday.
ha-
He was like,
I have
"Oh,
I have it. Here
you
you
have it?
go,
Okay,
sweetheart.
thanks,
There you go.
thank you."
It is so extremely. She doesn't even fit on the fucking
Sorry, hold on. My
screenshot. She's
screen
so
just broke.
big.
My screen broke. Hold on, fell over.
Oh my god, she's so massive. I don't, come on. How is it that you're going to continue to invest in character designs like this? And this game is like the perfect storm, right? Because they took an existing IP, and sure, Horizon isn't that old, but they took a IP that people have known for about a decade now, that people have enjoyed, and they decided to do this like side spin-off. They made a live service game. Nobody wants live service right now. Nobody is asking for live service right now. It's like a co-op live service game, and you have the most unappealing character designs ever. And when this was unveiled a couple of months ago, people pointed and laughed at it, people mocked it, people ridiculed it. And the thing, right, is obviously, I get that sometimes companies want to take risks, but this is Sony. Sony has taken 100 risks with live service slop and games that have this sort of visual and aesthetic style, and it's been universally rejected. And so the fact that they have decided to green light yet another, when the games that they've dumped hundreds of millions of dollars into, that in my opinion look kind of similar, like Concord for example, it's mind-blowing that they have continued to do this over and over.
Yeah, I don't see this. This just looks like another like generic game that has already been done. Like it does not stand out. Well, I mean, they're like, hey, let's make this thick chick, right? She will stand out.
Thick. She's the size of a fucking
Thick.
boulder.
You want to know?
I said that they should shelve the game, but the problem is she'd break the shelf. So I don't think that that would work.
I love that. So I say thick because there's people. My actual definition of thick is just a woman who is still like fit but has like some thighs and maybe you know what I mean. But there's people who will see like an actual obese woman and be like, she's thick. I'm like, well, if that's how you feel, I don't agree. But you know what I mean?
Oof, God damn.
And
She looks like Oogie Boogie from Nightmare
oh,
Before Christmas.
how you gonna do Oogie Boogie like that? She's got at least 50 pounds on him, okay?
Yeah, that's true.
And I didn't, for some reason, this didn't pop up on the Kick chat, but I looked at my dashboard. West, thank you for the 500 kicks. I've been watching Indie how do you say her last name? Navarrete?
Never
Navarrete. Okay.
Yeah.
Her gaming VOD seems a legit gamer since you're both legit female gamers. I ask, is she legit gamer? I've only seen clips, and from what I can see, yes, but I haven't watched like full streams. I did see also a video that went like a little viral of her getting gamed like a signed copy of one of the original Call of Duties that was like graded and everything, and she was like she actually looked like, again, she's an actress, so I don't know, but
Mhm.
she looked very happy. Like a fan gave it to her at some kind of like meet and greet thing that she did, and she was like very excited for it. And she's like, I'm keeping this forever.
Yeah, so I haven't seen her like game streams either, because she used to stream. I'm sure that some of them are like archived online.
She has
Um,
a YouTube page now that like
oh,
they're all
okay.
uploaded on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she does seem to, like video games, but at the same time, we would have to get into the discussion of what is our definition of a gamer. She plays console games. She doesn't just play Candy Crush and mobile games. So
So yeah, I
that's
mean, there's
pretty
points
good,
there. Yeah.
right? But at the same time, I don't know how good of like a gamer she is, or like
I think
what
she
her
may be
history with
someone
games are.
because I've only known that she plays Call of Duty, so I think maybe
Mhm.
she's just a Call of Duty fan. Like she likes the game,
Yeah.
so that's what she plays. I don't know. But speaking of games, we can hop into some game talk. I can finally my taskbar finally went down. Thank you, computer. Halloween, the game has gone gold. Evil comes home to Haddonfield on September 8th, 2026. That's so close. I can play
Woo!
it right before I leave for Dallas. A couple days before I leave. I'm so
Yes.
happy. You know how sad I would have been if they would have released it like when I was gone. I'm like, no, no, no. I want to play this on launch, and then it'll be my probably my last gaming stream before I leave.
Are you getting
So
the special edition that has the
I
early access?
I'm thinking about it. So are you?
I am not, just because I have other stuff that I'm going to be playing right around that
So the early
time.
access is only it's only 4 days
Yeah,
before,
it's
and
4
that's
days.
let's see. So and I gotta look because like if it comes out and I have like saucy or something, like if I'm busy, there's no point.
So the
Oh, it's a
early access
Friday.
starts September 4th, right? It starts next Friday, and then the full release is on the 8th, which is the Tuesday
I'll
after
wait.
that.
I'll wait because I usually game on Tuesdays anyways. So
Yeah,
yeah.
because the digital deluxe edition, it's got like the main thing that they market it with is early access. There's a couple of different costumes as well. But for me, like I think that the outfits and the costumes are cool, but at the same time, like I don't know how much I'm going to play it, and it's like
Yeah.
it's 40 versus $60, and I'm not going to get any use out of the early access anyway, but I am going to be buying it and I am going to be playing it at some point.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do the early access. I'm also like I don't know how much I'm gonna actually play. I'm gonna play it. I know I am, but not so much that I want to spend an extra $20 because it's on a
Yeah.
Friday. I might be like busy. I could be I don't know, and then Saturday saucy, right? So I could wait till Tuesday. Um, and like, I actually am gonna add that to my wish list because I forgot. September 8th. Oh, I'm so glad that it comes out though before. Now, if this didn't come out before I was leaving for Dallas, I probably would have bought early access just to play it before I left. But
Mhm.
no, we're good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty excited for this, and there is a multiplayer option, so we should play this together at some point.
That
maybe the
is
week after,
true.
because I'll be back from Dallas. So maybe
Yeah.
like we'll figure out something. Even if we only play for like an hour, like before or after we do Vera and Virtue or something, like we'll figure it out. I think we should test it out together though, the co-op.
Yeah. I think that they also, I'll see if I can find it quickly. I think they also released a new trailer for it
Oh,
as
did
well.
they? Okay. Yeah, I missed a
Um,
couple of things.
I believe they did one for the like the matchmaking, but that's not quite the same. Okay, so maybe they didn't release like a brand new fully fledged trailer because I
Oh,
don't see
okay.
one here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it. I think it's very smart that they're going with the um like single player option, like game
Because
mode and then
you had
co-op.
seen the trailer in June, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. I think
gotcha.
so. Pretty sure. Um, so much comes out that I get confused.
I sent it to ya. I put it in the chat for you. It's
Let's
only a minute long if you want to watch it.
let's watch it just because we're talking
Why
about
not?
it. All right. Yeah,
But
Go
the
Myers.
okay,
oops,
there
go
we
ahead.
go.
No, it was starting already. I was ready for that. Okay.
QL.
Here we go.
There's so much evil inside him.
Okay, back inside, everyone. Let's go, Myers.
Fueled by his rage, I shudder to think what he might be capable of.
Since when do they let them wander around?
Uh-oh. Don't claim me, YouTube.
Ah!
Here, let's just do this.
Classic.
There we go. Because it's all just his music now.
Who
Okay.
would have thunk it?
Every minute enough to cross Michael's path would suffer. No one knew of the evil that
This
was
looks
walking
good.
among them.
It does.
Unreasoning, relentless, evil. But sometimes I think the truth was something much more terrible.
Oops.
I wonder if perhaps Michael is able to actually move through shadows.
It does look good because initially this
Yeah.
was one of those games that I thought, oh, maybe this isn't gonna be like a higher quality game and it's gonna be an all right experience if you're like a mega fan of this property. But it actually does seem like they put quite a bit of, work and like effort into it, which is nice.
Yeah.
But, I still am always cautiously optimistic, especially when it comes to like horror games, just because we've had a lot that have definitely been lower quality.
Yeah, the Evil Dead game had such potential, but they weren't ready for it. They made it to where like the demons could be way too overpowered. So like if you missed a week of playing and like other people were like going hard at it, you had like no chance. And you'd wait forever for a match to load and then you're just dead immediately.
Yeah.
And it was Saber and it had really bad like just the game quality was messed up a lot.
And
then
like
they
servers
introduced
and
yes, the
stuff.
server and
Yeah.
they introduced a battle royale option, which I thought was amazing, but it was only single player that they released. And I'm like, this would be so fun to play with friends. I
Yeah.
actually almost won. It was my first or second game, and it was so awesome because it was this like Army of Darkness is where I was, and I almost won, but then someone was camping the storm, and I got shotgun and I was like, darn it. But it was fun. I was really into it. But again, like the lagginess, the servers weren't great, so I didn't play it that much. And then they ended up just pulling it all together.
Yeah.
And then Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the game was good, but another problem is that they made the family too overpowered and they made
Mhm.
it too hard to escape, right? Like Dead by Daylight, it's you fix the generators, you got to hide from the killer, you open the gate
Right.
and you leave. It's pretty simple, but they make it hard because you have to like save people. Like they throw little things in there to make it a little bit harder. The
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre was they just made it way too hard. Like, okay, you got to go to the one side of the map to find like a what do you call it? Like something that needs to be plugged in, like a fuse, and then like you have to do like 10
Oh,
things to get
yeah.
out, and then like Grandpa, they feed him blood, and then he could highlight where you are. So the
Yeah.
family can find, like, you know what I mean? But it wasn't a bad game. They just didn't make it equal.
Yeah,
enough.
but I also had just seen this. So Australia bans a lot of video games and movies for really ridiculous reasons, like if a character is dressed too inappropriately, or there are sexually suggestive themes, content will get banned. But this game, Halloween the game, has now been banned in Australia, not because of the violence and not because of the killing, but for controlled substance use, which Australia has always cracked down hard on substance use as well. There are tons of games like DayZ where you have to like take the medication because of zombies biting you and stuff. Those games get banned. PUBG gets banned because you're drinking energy drinks and popping pills. They crack down hard on substance abuse. But in a post on social media, the developer lamented that Australian fans won't be able to experience the game because despite every effort on their part, the Australian Classifications Board has denied Halloween the game a rating. The denial was not based on the presence of the iconic slasher, Michael Myers, or the outstanding kills that can be performed in the game, but rather the presence of a controlled substance. So, yeah,
That is
anybody
so
that cares
dumb.
about, Michael Myers and Halloween that are in Australia, sorry, but you're not getting the game.
Poor Maza.
Yeah. It's unfortunate because last year we were all talking a lot about Collective Shout and how this feminist group had been attacking games and attacking platforms like Steam and also attacking companies like PlayStation due to NSFW and like adult 18 plus games on their platform. And these are the types of people that are running the classifications boards in Australia and the types of groups that exist in Australia. And this is the type of content that they do not like and do not appreciate and want banned for everybody across the world because, well, they do not approve of it, which is always so disappointing to see because obviously I know that their regulations board is very different than the United States and the ESRB and even, PEGI in Europe. And then you, of course, have like CERO in Japan. CERO's cracked down quite a bit as well. But the Australian classifications board, they deny a lot of games. I'll see if maybe I can find really quickly the list of banned video games in
Yeah,
Australia.
I'm interested in that.
Video games.
feel
And
bad
it's
for-
hundreds. It's so many games.
I feel bad for horror fans over there.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So, let me change this and share this one. There we go. But here is and obviously we would be here all day if we were
Holy
actually
moly.
reading. But yeah, the list is absolutely freaking massive. And it's like Postal. Postal is banned because of high impact themes involving depictions of revolting and abhorrent content. You have Postal 2, high impact violence, Grand Theft, all the Grand Theft Auto games are banned. You've got The Punisher, Fear, Left 4 Dead, Aliens
Left 4
vs.
Dead 2,
Predator.
come on.
Yep. Left 4 Dead 2 is due to high impact bloody violence, and a version has been released using the same censoring as Germany, but it's still like a censored version. You have Aliens
Okay.
vs. Predators, Mortal Kombat, DayZ, The Medium, RimWorld. I mean, there are so
There's
many.
a lot.
Manhunt. Manhunt 2, Dark Sector, Silent Hill games are banned. The Witcher games are banned because of sexuality and nudity in relation to incentives and rewards. Saints Row.
Oh, they're
I mean,
banned.
South Park. Even.
Does that mean like? What does that mean? Like, I feel like there's still Australians that play these games.
Well, I mean, so it depends on what, region we're talking about. Obviously, even in the
Mhm.
United States, you can do things like you can get versions of games off the internet, but every single place has very different, like, different rules, regulations, what happens. In some places you can be fined, in some places you can be jailed for it. And like, it really depends on where we are talking about and how restrictive they actually are.
Yeah, that's. I don't get that. Like, put like a.
Because like this is one of the lists. This is like the refused classification list, meaning the Australian Ratings Board won't give it a rating, and it is banned for sale. Technically, you can acquire it your own way, but like stores cannot sell it, whereas there are places and certain lists in certain places where it's like, oh yeah, if you have this at all, you're going to get in trouble.
So, what about like online places like Steam?
So again, it depends on where we're talking about, because there are certain places like China, for example, right? They have their own versions of stores and launchers and certain content, which I'm sure you know, in China, video games are almost completely altered before they can even release. Like, blood can't be red, it has to be green, it has to have patterns. Guns can't be in video games in China, so they have to be like water guns or completely different shapes and different sizes and things like that. So yeah, it's a cluster F, that's for sure. And unfortunately, somewhere like Australia, if you live there, this is a very, very common occurrence.
Well, that sucks. I'm sorry, Aussies.
Yeah,
That
it's
your
very
government
scummy.
is lame.
Yeah.
Speaking of lame, I'm sure you have way more stuff on this than me. I actually haven't had a chance to talk about the Wolverine game because Saucy went off the rails a tiny bit, but you know, everyone loves when that happens. So we didn't actually get to the topic of Wolverine, the game. I know you have all of the stuff, but this is so Logan is rendered to be comic accurately short in Insomniac's Wolverine game. We bring the mocap into the game and we had to adjust the sight lines.
Yeah,
come
I
this
mean,
sound?
You're shorter
okay, there we go.
Here it goes.
than Liam in real life. Logan's a short dude, as we know. We had to get that right. So all of the shots are you looking up at Liam, but then when it comes back and we bring it into the game, we had to adjust all the sight lines. But between you guys with the sight lines, that had to be adjusted quite a bit when it came back.
I was like,
to the
don't you just
game.
have like a toggle way, just like.
Yeah.
I love how he's dressed as Wolverine.
There kind of is, yeah.
I'm sure there would be. I'm sorry
Easy
about that.
button.
Although at the beginning it was,
Done.
I remember one of our first scenes, it was like, so do your scene just looking at his chest because that's how we have to, and I was like, oh, I don't know if we, and we did like maybe 2 of those, and we, I was like, I don't think we can
Well,
do this.
Brett was just like crotch.
Pretty.
I love how they end on that crotch.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
The thing, right, is that yes, like I personally don't mind them claiming, right, oh, he's just slightly shorter because it's more comic accurate. The problem with that is that the rest of this fucking game isn't comic accurate. And it's like an amalgamation of different elements of different comics and different versions of Wolverine. And so you could have, on the same hand, you could have still made him slightly taller, or you could have at least made him the same height as, in that case, like Jean Grey. And so in that regard, right, looking at who is making this game, looking at how these developers are acting, and looking at some of the people that are behind this, I would assume that they wanted to make him slightly shorter because, of course, these are people that have no respect for the source material. They have no respect for men, and they are seemingly, right, and we don't know until the game comes out, but they are seemingly going to make some of these women, a little bit either stronger than him, or put him into the positions where he is being emasculated by them, like when he is about to be killed by a group of thugs and then Mystique kills the 5 enemies that are going to kill him, even though he's just like knelt down on the floor, and after she killed the one that's holding the gun to his head, he could have like gotten up and it could have been like a cool tag team duo fight. But no, they didn't do that. She just took them all out and then like sneers at him like, ugh, men, like, you're so stupid. These characters are going to be Mary Sue's most likely, we do not know, but they are certainly girl bosses at the very least. And we don't know exactly how much screen time Mystique and how much time Jean Grey is going to have, but it does seem that they are going to be important to the story. And so they're sitting here going, oh yeah, he's slightly shorter because it's accurate. Well, nothing else seems to really be like all that accurate, or you're just taking a bunch of different elements that you personally have signed off on. So it doesn't really hold a lot of weight, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like if you're gonna do a comic accurate game, make it comic accurate. Don't pick one little thing that you're okay with and saying, well, it's comic accurate.
Right.
That's kind of
Exactly.
lame.
But this is a Sweet Baby Ink game. And so this is a big issue as well, is the people that are writing it are people who want to destroy characters and properties that men have loved for decades, and they want to destroy male characters that we all know and love because they are mad that their new versions of characters do not work out the way that they have anticipated, and that, oh my god, those evil chuds only want Wolverine being cool and badass. Like, yeah, of course that's what people want.
That's unfortunate because this could have been a really fun game. I know you're gonna play it.
Mm-hmm.
Should I play it? Should I play this one?
It's your choice.
I'll think about
I
it.
don't know.
When does it come out?
Comes out on the 15th.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
I'll think about it because I never suffer. And eventually there will be a Dustborn stream since my good friend here decided to torture me with it. I don't want her to waste her like $2 or whatever it was.
I really, really, really cannot wait for you to hear the Dustborn song that they sing. I am literally just so excited to see you react to that song.
It might change me.
It might change our friendship. Our friendship may not exist anymore, but
After
yeah.
I hear that song. It's okay, I have Appa. I'll keep him next to me the entire time. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Insanity Pepper, for the 5. Sabretooth is in the game looks like the fat JD Vance meme.
He does.
Does he?
Really does.
Hold on,
Let
I
me
gotta
see if
look
I
it
can
up.
find it. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
read. Sabretooth. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny. He just looks so. He got them chubby cheeks, and that's the issue. He
Them
got
chubby
them chubby cheeks.
Okay, she's got it. Oh, it does. But like if you remove the long hair and
If you just make the long hair curly, that's it. He's that guy, pal. He looks exactly the same as that fucking meme.
He does. Oh boy. Well, there's that. Switching, well, you know what? We won't switch gears yet. Let's finish up on the game talk. Were you a fan of Crazy Taxi growing up?
I did like Crazy Taxi. Now,
Me
of
too.
course, I'm a woman. So my driving skills perhaps are lacking a tad bit. I will, in fact, hit every telephone pole and civilian in the game, guaranteed. But yeah,
On
Crazy
purpose.
Taxi's cool.
So here's a first look at the multiplayer in Crazy Taxi World. I don't have the sound on because I feel like they always play music.
Yeah, I don't remember what I'm pretty sure that the music was like a copyrighted song because I watched it because this was one of the trailers that was shown off yesterday at Gamescom. It does look really, really good. I am glad to see that this is looking solid because when it was unveiled a couple of months ago, people were worried about it because, of course, whenever things get revived now, they generally have some questionable content. And this was a title that when it was unveiled, of course, there were certain people online who were very, very upset because it does feature generative AI. Now, I personally don't think for me that generative AI makes or breaks something.
Mhm.
Yes, if you're telling me that it's a 100% AI generated game, I'm going to view it very differently than I
Yes.
would a game made by people. I personally think that AI is a okay tool, not necessarily a replacement for people.
No.
Unless we're maybe talking about localizers who are just going to push their political slop and do it anyway. Well, then maybe, you know what, I don't feel all that bad that you're losing your job to AI. I just got to keep it a buck. But there was controversy because there was generative AI used during development. But the developer said that it was used as an AI, like a support tool. So that doesn't,
That
you
doesn't
know,
bother
that,
me.
yeah, that doesn't bother me either. But there are definitely a lot of people, and more specifically, a lot of journalists who see any form of AI use and instantly target games and creatives that are using AI as a tool because they hate that.
Yes. I have no
Mhm.
problem with it. We'll see how it is. I love playing Crazy Taxi, so I'm definitely gonna play this when it drops. I have the whatever version on Steam, and I played that before, and it's definitely still fun to play. So I'm excited. And they have did I say a multiplayer? That's
Yeah.
I'm into that. I think that'll be fun. We'll see though. We got to
You
play
know,
it to judge it. So
I did watch the Gamescom event yesterday. I live streamed it. It was there were a couple of good trailers in there, but there was also like a lot of bad, and 9 out of freaking 10 games featured girl bosses and just like women who were either laughing at
Nerds.
men or wrecking men, being strong and independent. And not that that's particularly like shocking at this point, just because that is the unfortunate state of the video game industry. But there was, maybe I should send this to you instead of have you hate me for you to play it. There was a
Uh-oh.
song that was played, a live musical performance. And Wicked, I think that you need to listen to this. I think that it would be so splendid if you
I don't
would
believe
watch
you.
this performance. Come on, Wicked. Can't
Are
you?
we watching it live?
I'm gonna send it to you, right? I'm gonna put it in the chat for you. I think that chat, I think that she really needs to listen to this.
Why is chat bugging out? What did you do to them? What did you do to them?
I didn't do anything. Ignore them. They're just chuds and losers and ists and phobes. Click on the link.
Oh no. All right, chat, here we go.
Okay, you're not going to be able to get through all of it. You are
Where
not
should I
gonna
go? Like
just yeah, you know
Oh.
what? Just hit it. Just
Oh,
hit it,
come
sister.
on! Furries? I already hate it. And they're German yelling at me. Oh, they're furries. I'm gonna throw up.
Say you'll be mine. You'll be divine. My claws were made for you. My claws all see what they can do. Kitty wants her cream.
This is awful.
No, she has a little dream. Come, let me play. Don't run away. I'll have my way with you.
Are you gonna play this game?
You'll say
No, I'm not playing this game.
I'm coming for you.
Nah, this is furry adjacent. I don't care. They're all in the same category. No, that's a no from me. Furries are worse, I guess, but anyone that wears like cat ears and yeah.
That's
enough of
really
that.
that's what Jeff Keighley thought was going to be a good musical performance. That is what the people watching the event wanted to listen to. And it goes on for 4.5 minutes.
That is 4.5 minutes too long.
That's insane. It just gets shot how to fucking touch these people are. Thanks for that, Vara. No problem, Valiant Goat. I'm here every Wednesday. But yeah, this is like legitimately
To
what
ruin your day.
these people wanted. Like, this is what these people thought that we wanted to listen to in the middle of your fucking gaming showcase. That is garbage.
Absolutely.
Yikes. But you're welcome. I could
well-
every week for Vera Virtue Show, I'm sure I could find a new song.
I bet you she could, just to torture us all.
Yeah.
So, switching gears a bit, but not really because it's still game related, Rockstar made an official announcement about their leak. Dear all, we know that many of you have been waiting to hear from us regarding the events of the past week. It would be an understatement to say that having videos of Grand Theft Auto 6 gameplay leak in this way have been heartbreaking for our team. This is obviously not how we intended for you to see the game after all this time. We are very sorry that everything has taken as long as it has. Yeah, like an extra freaking 5 years. From getting the game finished, nearly there. I'm glad they.
How is it nearly there? It's supposed to
Thanks.
release in 2.5 months. How is it nearly there? It needs to be there. It needs to be done.
It should be done. Like, see you
Yeah.
soon is what they should have wrote or something. To sharing more details and official gameplay and providing the community with everything you want to know. We are very excited for everyone to see the extended look tomorrow. It has taken longer than we wanted to get it ready, but as with everything we do, we know we need to exceed your expectations, and we are determined to deliver at that level of you expect and deserve. While it is unfortunate that the intended game experience may now be impacted by some spoilers, we hope that everyone will wait a bit longer to experience the game for themselves on November 19th. We want to thank everyone in the community who has reached out with messages of support this past week. Your words have meant more to the team than you can imagine. Ultimately, we are making this game for you, and without you, we would not have the privilege of making games. We look forward to sharing more with you soon. Sincerely, Rockstar Games.
Yeah, I mean, this is very clearly like a panicked statement because they had been silent, and I think it's because they were hoping that like this was going to be able to blow over, and it didn't. So weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, we had gotten the first clip. It was of Jason playing basketball and walking around, and that's when we had heard the like manifesto from CyberLeak and his list of commandments, like thou shalt not sell digital pre-orders, thou shalt not sell fake single-player DLC, thou shalt preserve single-player content, and then there was no response. Then we had gotten a lot more leaks, like the map, some of the clips of altercations with NPCs, taser videos. We got a look at some of the, like some of the streets and the alleys, and just a lot of like walking, vehicles, traveling, and then, over the past 5 or 6 days, we have seen the larger showcases be revealed, which is like the some of the gunplay and the combat and some story elements, and like they're not letting up, and I don't think that they are going to continue to let up. I think that it is just going to get significantly worse, but now Rockstar is, losing a lot of value, over $2 billion of value gone. They are, trying their best to obtain information on who the CyberLeak is / this group and who they are, but they've claimed that they're like in Russia, which is going to make it like impossible to get them. And Rockstar can't really do anything at this point in time. They're trying, but they haven't been able to do anything against this because, of course, this is going to be the biggest game to ever release. It is going to do behemoth numbers, and when these leaks pop up now, people copy them and paste them and save these images, and they spread like crazy. And so you might be able to get rid of a couple based on like DMCA strikes on X, but they're not able to get rid of all of them. And then it just makes people even more vocal and sharing them even more and in even more places. And I think the problem right now for Rockstar is that the images that we are seeing and the gameplay that we're seeing, it doesn't look like the game is done. And we have heard that this may be like an older version of the game from about 6 months ago. But either way, that the game does not look done in those images and in those videos that we've seen. But now they basically have no choice but to launch it in November. So if their intentions were potentially delaying it one more time, which I personally didn't think that they were, but if they had ever had that option on the table, now they definitely don't, which raises the question, is this going to be something like a Cyberpunk 2077, where it is such a big, expansive game, but it launches with issues and people aren't happy? Like, is this going to severely damage Grand Theft Auto and Take-Two and Rockstar? Like, who knows? But Cyberleaker had even said today that the build is recent, the game isn't ready at all. Sony and Rockstar are killing your right to own and resell your games, and Rockstar is killing their own employees too. The work required to reach gold in the next few months is going to be impossible. But I mean, it's a really bad situation.
Do you think this may be the last GTA we ever get?
I do not, because I think what would happen is similar to a Borderlands at the very worst. So Grand Theft Auto is a behemoth. Grand Theft Auto 5 is only behind Minecraft for the best-selling game of all time. Like, I don't see a way in which they willingly stop making Grand Theft Auto just because they put billions into it, but they are going to make billions off of it. And this specific game, I believe, is too big to fail. But if this game is bad and it's disappointing and it lets people down, a Borderlands 3 is going to happen, where Borderlands 3 was so insanely hyped up because Borderlands 1 and 2 were goated. Everybody knew it. Everybody was so excited. Borderlands 3 came out and it was way too hyped up for Borderlands 3 to sell, but Borderlands 4 came out and that underperformed. They made like $400 million on that game and it still underperformed. And so I think that if Grand Theft Auto 6 is bad, it would hurt the next game, but it would also lead to Grand Theft Auto 5 just being the default. Everybody would just go back to playing 5 and, enjoying that and then abandon Grand Theft Auto 6, but it would also hurt their future game.
Yeah. I didn't mean like it'd be the last one if this one does bad. I feel like even when games fail, big
You're
ones
saying
like
more
this,
like
they
a
continue to go.
mainline title, and maybe they'll do like
Yeah.
a side title or like a
Yeah.
smaller scale game. Yeah, that could be the case. Like, they wouldn't want to invest, $3 billion into the next GTA game and
Yeah.
then put 20 years of development time into it. Yeah, like they could go to a smaller scale experience.
And also, I mean, how long did it take for us to get 5? Like, we're gonna be like old ladies by the time 6 comes out at this rate.
You mean
And wasn't it, like-
7?
Or sorry,
Yeah,
7.
yeah.
Well, I mean 6 maybe. The jury's
Well,
still out on that.
I mean, we still technically don't know.
yeah.
But
Um,
yeah, the thing is that this is obviously not sustainable. Like, Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in 2013, and now we're getting Grand Theft Auto 6, which is 2026, so that is 13 years. Grand Theft Auto 7, there is no possible way that they could end up taking this long for another game. Like, this is not sustainable for any company, even them. But I mean, look at how many games this has happened to now. Also, like Elder Scrolls 6, we have been waiting even longer for. Elder Scrolls 6 is insanely hyped up. Microsoft has apparently put over $2 billion into that, if the rumors and speculation is correct. But that may end up, of course, whenever it finally comes out, Elder Scrolls 6 may be able to overthrow Grand Theft Auto 6 as the most expensive game of all time and the biggest launch of all time. But this is such a rare situation for it to happen to a Grand Theft Auto and an Elder Scrolls that this just isn't sustainable for them either in the long term. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean,
agree.
Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold over 225 million copies at this point. And so they're obviously hoping the same is going to happen with GTA 6. But yeah, if GTA 6 is bad, people are just going to go back to 5.
And this is what she was talking about, guys. If you want a little visual of the cyber leak that
Oh,
did come out,
yes.
that the build is recent. So this is the game is not ready at all. That is, whew. I believe it because even Rockstar said it's almost done. Whatever they said in parentheses there, like, ooh, that's not a good look. What do you think is
Yeah.
gonna happen if they push it back again?
I don't think that they have a choice now.
Yeah, they have to
I
release
think
whether it's
because
done
of
or not.
these because of these leaks, because they had put up the pre-order and they're doing this big Netflix event, I think that it was pretty set in stone that they would release it in November. Like they wouldn't go ahead with that if they knew for a fact that they weren't going to be able to ship it. But now I think that there's no possible way that they delay it again, even if they were potentially thinking about it like in the back of their mind. There have been games, again, like I mentioned, Cyberpunk, that definitely needed it to be delayed because it was so buggy and broken and had so many issues, but it turned out to be an amazing game after 3 years and a massive DLC launch or an expansion launch. But that almost killed Cyberpunk. Very rarely can games come back from that just god awful situation. But yeah, I think that they're just going to have to launch it regardless of what state it's in, and then pump out patches and fixes and new content. And they are just going to have to try to win people back the Cyberpunk way.
Yeah, I could see that. I think ultimately we already know that this is going to make so much money.
Yeah.
Oh, and I've heard this that on PC it wasn't that broken. It was on consoles, but I've also heard that people had some issues with it on PC.
I don't know for certain, but I know that when it came out, it was broken on everything for some people. And now that doesn't always mean not everybody is going to always face all of the same bugs and glitches and technical issues, and some people might have a better situation than another, but it was broken on everything on release. It was not well optimized. It was really buggy and glitchy. And of course, with Cyberpunk, they had all these big plans that they also had to cut out of the game because they didn't have enough time to finish those features, like the subway system. There was supposed to be like a massive sprawling transportation system. They had to cut that out because it was just way too much to cram in.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. I think that if, it's buggy or there's issues with GTA 6, they're still just going to have to launch it and release updates and stuff. Like that's just what they're gonna have to do.
Yeah, and
at this point, if they push it back again, I just can't see them doing that because they've done it so many times already. And like you said, they got the Netflix thing coming out. Like it's got to launch.
I also think that if they delayed it again, CyberLeak would just put the entire game online. And whatever build he has, whatever version of the game he has, it would just be put online. And I don't see a way that they risk that. People were even speculating, and now I never thought that they would do this, but they would try to like release the digital versions early to try to get ahead of that. There's no way that they're going to do that, but I also don't see a way that they're going to delay it. Like they just need to launch it like as soon as possible, which is November 19th.
Well, we know Vara is going to be playing it right away.
I will. And for me, I like GTA a lot.
Same.
I'm just very disappointed, like many people, that it is not going to be on PC at release. I do not like that. I would rather wait to play it on PC. But of course, I'm a content creator and I'm very lucky to be able to have this as my job. So I am going to play it day one on console. But I am also somebody who is not happy with the fact that they're not just launching all platforms at once, especially when my preferred platform would just be PC.
Yeah, same. I'm planning on waiting until it releases on PC. I don't know when that's going to be, but I might.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. If it ends up like dropping and it's like fantastic, I might have to just get it for the PS.
Yeah, and it could be a really good game. I obviously hope so, but that's a reason why I live stream all the games that I talk about and why I review it, because we might end up criticizing something heavily before release and it might be amazing. It might end up being really hyped up and then it's an absolutely dog shit game. Either way, We need to see, what content was put into it, what narratives are potentially put into it, if it is censored in any way, if it's toned down in any way from other Grand Theft Auto games, because Rockstar as a company has changed a lot over the years. There are a lot of brand new people who were hired to work there that were hired based on diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, not particularly because of their merits and because they're talented. And so, out with the old frat boy culture and in with the new modern culture, the ally culture, we'll see what actually makes it into this game.
We'll see. Schick, thank you for the $4.99 tag team match. Wicked and Jay versus Vara and Ryan. No holds barred. My gosh. We'll just sit on the sideline and let the boys have at it, huh?
Poor Jay. I raid Jay and he's playing Fortnite. He's like, no, Vara raided me. No, our community's gonna be so mean. She's a real gamer and I'm playing Fortnite. They're gonna yell at me.
And then you're holding the chat, be nice.
Poor Jay. He's just too nice. He's just too good-hearted.
It's true. Grofty, thank you for the 2. Vara doesn't play games though. Just
I
kidding.
don't.
Not at all.
I've never played a game in my life.
Yeah.
Nope. Never have, never will. I'm not a fucking nerd.
Yeah, but I am apparently. Das Pooch, thank you for the 10. Between the terrible millennial writing for GTA 5 Online's DLCs over the last 5 years, the fact that GTA 4 was and still is very unoptimized and the multiple delays for 6, I'm assuming the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope the worst doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I really hope not.
Same.
But never know.
Yeah, I hope not. But on interesting note here, we have the first look at first person point of view in Zach Cregger's Resident Evil. Let's take a look. I mean, he's, Zach Cregger said he wants it to feel like you're in a video game, so I would say this does feel like you're in a first person video game.
Yeah.
I mean, we're only getting 2 little shots, right? So it's kind of hard to really judge it. We'd have to see more of like an intense scene, maybe, if they're doing, like, I know obviously the whole thing is not going to be shot in first person. There's probably only going to be a few scenes, but to accurately judge it, I would say I'd want more. Like maybe this scene here where she's running at him, I'd like to see the beginning and maybe end of that scene before I can judge how it's going to be, because it's just showing him like freaking out.
Yeah, again, this is one of those situations that people are very divided on online because first person was not introduced in the Resident Evil franchise like this until Resident Evil 7. And so this is supposed to be like an origin story, a Resident Evil 1 story. Now, I like this camera angle, and so I don't mind, because this, as he has said, is not an exact one-to-one retelling and adaptation of the first Resident Evil game. Otherwise this definitely would look even more strange, but I'm curious to see how frequent this is going to be, because if you're going from what is a classic movie camera angle to this and it's like very choppy, I think it's going to feel disjointed. But if it's maybe, we're about to walk in a house and then the entire time you're in that house or you're in that structure, it's this view. And then the second they leave that house or that structure, it changes back to the more third person or classic camera angle for a movie. That could be really cool. So I'm curious to see how frequently this is going to happen.
Yeah, same. I don't think it's gonna be too much, because that would be a little, if it's overdone, that's not, I just don't feel that it would work. But I know I have a kind of, it's not like an unpopular opinion because the internet is very divided in this, but I do think this is going to be a good movie. I feel that he's writing a love letter, right? I think he might have even said that. He's writing a love letter to the franchise where it's going to feel like Resident Evil. And he was correct when he said, if he put Leon in it, like, oh, his hair's not right, he wouldn't say that, this and that. That's how people would tear it apart. So he's like, all right, I'm just going to make it in that universe, but do my own thing. So I get what he said. I don't want to judge it until I see it. I'm not mad about decisions that he's made. as some
Oh, yeah.
people are. So I'm excited. I'm actually genuinely excited to see this film, and I hope it's great. If it's not, I will, Vera as well. We will be really honest about it because we both like Zach Kreger and we love Resident Evil. So if it's not good, it's going to be a major letdown.
If this shit isn't good, I'm gonna be pissed.
We're
I'm gonna be
gonna riot.
so annoyed because he does keep saying, "Well, like, whoa, guys, give me a chance, give me a chance. Like, watch my movie, see if you like it." Okay, you know what? Because he's created a lot of good movies in the past, and because in interviews he has said quite a few times that, oh, like giving teasers or hints or lore drops about Resident Evil, it seems like he knows what he's talking about. But while I do have a little bit of faith in him based on some of the content he's previously made, if this is bad, I am going to rip it apart limb by limb, shred by shred, and I don't
Absolutely.
even care. I hope it's
She
good though.
doesn't
If this
care.
is bad, I'm gonna be annoyed.
Yes, same. Because I actually have, it's not like I'm being cautiously optimistic. Like, I actually have high hopes for this. I think it's going to be great. So if it's not, I'm going to be very disappointed. So on that note, it's been a while, I know, but we're going to do a mini little review here because we both watched End of Oak Street. Now, initially, coming into this, I actually didn't know. I didn't know that it was going to be like a dinosaur thing. I watched one trailer and maybe I just forgot, but like I totally. It's not really that much of a spoiler, guys, because it happens like immediately, like in the movie. What drew me to this. Now I know J.J. Abrams said that this isn't connected to the Cloverfield universe, but this, I really think that this happened because of what happened in the Cloverfield Paradox movie that was on Netflix. Like the events from that are what caused this. I believe. I don't know if that's canon, but that's it. To me, it makes sense. It feels that way,
I don't
right?
think that it's canon, but it is supposed to like evoke that feeling.
Yes. So like just a plain review of this was I thought it was a decent movie. It was fun to see it in theaters. The tone was a little weird, like without giving too many spoilers, because I know some people may want to go see this. So I won't give spoilers, but there's an event that happens where it's kind of like this movie. It's like, is it trying to be drama? Is it trying to be like comedy? They didn't mesh that well. Again, this was decent. I didn't hate this at all. I thought it was a fine movie. But something happens. Probably was
See,
like,
this is the problem is I don't think we can really review this movie without spoilers.
spoiling it.
So
Yeah.
I think we have to say spoiler alert for this
Yeah.
one, chat,
Okay,
because it's
spoiler
like one of
alert.
the big part of like a big
She knows
element
where
of the
I'm
plot
going.
is a spoiler. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert.
Spoiler.
Yes.
You got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So it's the family trying to survive, right? At first they think they're teleported like back to the prehistoric time, but there's this just like jump happening where the town just gets infested with dinosaurs. Like the dinosaurs are the ones that are teleported, right? And they're stuck, like they can't leave. So it's just this little suburban town in the 80s that is surrounded by dinosaurs. It's got Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway. Anne Hathaway does pretty good in this. But I don't like what they did with Ewan's character, really. Like they kind of made him, I don't know what word to use. He does fine, but it's like she's definitely like the one that's like wear the pants in the relationship, right? That's the best way I think I can put it. So about like I think there's maybe like 40 minutes left in it when he gets killed, and it's very.
I was shocked.
I was shocked by that. That they went that route because, like I said, I didn't know what they were trying to do here. Like it was like, is it a comedy? Is it drama? You know. So yeah, it didn't fit the narrative, killing him. He sacrifices himself for the family, which is something that, the man would do in real life. Like that's how a man is, right? Saved his family, sacrifices himself, but it's just like, dang, okay. So then after that, the whole tone of the movie shifts. And then it ends, there's a lot of plot holes. And the way it ends, right? There's these blips that are blinking, right? These lights that they're like, okay, if we jump into that, we get taken back to our time or something, right?
So if I guess I can maybe like slightly better explain it. So
Yeah, you can do
what
it.
happens is there is like a section of this town that is there's a section of this town and a section of 200 million years ago of the prehistoric
Mhm.
era that are switched. So the
Yes.
part of this city or of this town is brought back 200 million years, and that that sliver of the town is then switched with in 1986, I believe
It's
this one it is, or 82. Okay,
I think
yeah,
it's
82.
Yeah.
And so it is all due to a Higgs boson particle
Yeah.
that is causing this. So yes, the one of the story elements is that they at the beginning of the movie they see all of the blinking lights and they don't know when they wake up in the morning that those blinking lights is because of this that has caused the two different timelines to be or the two different sections of the town to be swapped with one another. And so like they start going to work and getting up for the day, and then they actually find out, well, this massive section of the town is now like cut off from everything else. And so it gets very sci-fi very quickly, and I did really like that. But
Mhm.
the movie, so at the end of Oak Street, if the timeline is linear or not, if the timeline is linear, not a multiverse, when they got the father to drive them so he wouldn't go through time, because that is like one of the elements at the end is like they call him and then they have him go there so that he doesn't get sucked into this situation again.
So they kind of have their dad back, but they don't, right? Like
right.
it's like a different one. So it's like there's a version of them, her and her two kids that are now
Well,
without
right.
the father.
So basically, by calling him, he is there with this version of them. We'll just say like version A, which is the versions that you're following throughout the movie, so that when they go through the particle and then they go back to like a half hour before the events at the beginning of the movie, they are able to call him and then get the father to actually be there with them so they can all live out their lives. And so the death in the film doesn't really matter by the end, which I get
Even
the
though-
ending's supposed to be like sweet and
Yeah.
special.
But he still died.
but-
That version of their father is dead.
Right. And it's like it's a good movie. I
Yeah.
liked it, but I also think that it took a long time to sort of get the nitty-gritty details of like how everything was happening and why it was all happening, because they wanted the middle of the movie to just be like this action film, and they wanted this to just be something that was going to be easily palatable for a lot of people. But, you know, I think that they did it well. It just could have been done slightly better. It's like a grandfather paradox by the end. And you find that out if it's a linear timeline. And like not a multiverse as the way I think that you are sort of like thinking of it as. It's not like they were teleported to a different like multiverse or something like that. It's just that it's the grandfather paradox. So which came first, the chicken or the egg? So the versions of them, the reason why they had to call him to get him there in time worked out well for them because they have a dad now again. He's not fucking dead. But the versions of them are down in the house. And so they end up getting teleported back.
Yeah, so there's a whole nother version of these guys here, well, not her, her and her kids, that now don't have their father and they're stuck in this prehistoric time. And they even showed like this girl right here was a friend that ended up tagging along with them because her parents died and she was alone. She runs back to the town to get her parents and apparently gets them. But you caught that at the end, right? There's two of her.
Yes.
So there's
Yeah.
two of her. So she gets herself from that time and then her parents as well, and gets
so-
them out. So that's why it's like, dang, it's kind of messed up that she calls, the father, takes them away because she knows what's going to happen. He sacrifices himself to save them. So that family's just going to get ripped apart now because he's not there to save them.
Yeah, so I see people still asking, I guess maybe like I'll try to explain it one more time as clearly as possible, just through and through. So if the timeline is linear and not a multiverse, when they got the father to drive to them so he wouldn't go through time, but their doubles still did go in time, then they would have died, very likely died in the dinosaur time and disappeared. But by dying, then they would have never appeared back in 82 to call him and to get him out of the time zone. It's called the Einstein grandfather paradox. But if it's a multiverse, then sure, there's an infinite amount of duplicates, but not in a linear timeline.
Yeah, and just like for clarification, when they jump through the portal to go back, they only went 20 minutes back before it happens. That's why there's not a lot of time to just go warn the entire town. They show like in the end that she did call a few more people and warn them, like some of their friends got out and stuff, but the majority of the town got sucked up in the prehistoric time, and like the government gets involved and like takes out the dinosaurs and stuff, but a lot of people still end up dying.
Yeah.
But yeah. So it was good. Like I was fine. Like I didn't leave thinking like, oh man, I wasted my time going to see this. Movies like this are fun to see in theaters. Surround sound and whatever. But it wasn't fantastic. Like I said, initially was pulled in because I like the Cloverfield movie.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, does this have anything to do with it? J.J. Abrams said no, but I do think that, like we said earlier, you're supposed to think like, hey, the Cloverfield paradox film, the events of that film caused this is kind of what most people are leaning towards.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Like it was well acted. It was decent action. It was enjoyable. Like I think it's a good sort of Netflix movie or like a streaming service movie. I don't think that it was so well like edited and such an insane amount of CGI or bright colors or visual effects. It's like, oh my God, you have to see this in theaters. It makes it so much better. Like Project Hail Mary. That is the perfect type of movie to go and see in theaters. Whereas this, I don't know, I think that this is like fine to watch on your television at home. But I still thought that it was enjoyable. I just feel like the ending, it was too happy. I was a little disappointed when it's like, everything. Yeah, like, dad's back. Everybody's happy and just hanging out for the barbecue. Like, it was too bittersweet. I want more death and more
chaos,
consequences, because I hate when things like all this insane stuff happens. Oh, and then it's just all reset and back to normal, and everyone is just like so happy and everything turned out well.
Yeah, but besides the family that was left behind did not turn out well for them, gonna guess. Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
500-pound body type 2, thank you for the 2 pounds, is Link drunk in the back. He's been Bilbo'd.
He has been Bilbo'd. Bilbo was climbing around back there last week on the show, which he's
I'm sure
a
the
little
chat loved
brat.
that.
Yeah.
They did. He's a little brat. Oh yeah, he was. You're like, what are you doing, Bilbo?
Yeah, he was gonna like climb the shelves.
So, what do you have coming up? What's your next stream?
So tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be finishing up Mortal Shell 2. It has been a very fun game, and I'm looking forward to wrapping that up. And then I have a couple of streams until a new game comes out next week. I'm still debating on what exactly I want to play, because there's like a couple of indie games that I've wanted to play. There's also been a couple of like smaller releases over the past couple of weeks that like I haven't gotten a chance to finish. So I'm not sure what I would be playing, but of course tomorrow night is finish up Mortal Shell 2, and then Saturday and Sunday, per usual, more video games, 7 p.m. Eastern, and Monday nights is FML with Ryan Kinnell. And next week we are going to be doing our 1 year of the Vara and Virtue show.
over on Vara's channel. Come hang out with us. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yes.
I can't wait. I can't believe it's already been a year. Time is flying.
It's wild.
It is. And as for me, tomorrow, my bi-weekly show, Wicked at Night, will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern. We have a lot to talk about. Clearly, I mean, we didn't even touch all the topics here today. I had a bunch more tabs ready. So yeah, we'll have some fun tomorrow. Friday, I'll be gaming a bit. Saucy on Saturday as usual. And yeah, make sure you don't miss next week on Vera's channel. Our 1 year. Our 1 year.
Woo!
I'm gonna send you guys over to Dan. He's playing Muppet Treasure Island, like a Tim Curry
Classic.
yeah. So go give Dan some love. And make sure you sub to my second channel, please. I'm trying to get monetized over there. And we're getting close. That stream with Dan really helped. Thank you guys. But all
Good.
right. We're gonna go. See you next week. Good night.
Bye.